Imagine a country nestled in the central part of Europe, just about twice the size of New Jersey. This isn't just any country. This is Switzerland, a place that stands out as a striking exception among its European neighbors. Why, you might wonder, does this small nation command such attention and respect on the world stage? From a fiscal perspective, Switzerland is a model of stability. It has one of the lowest national debt levels relative to its economy in the developed world, sitting at around 41% of its GDP, compared to the US at approximately 137%. Switzerland has one of the highest happiness indexes in the world, with its people reporting greater well-being than most other nations. It hasn't been involved in a war for over 200 years, maintaining a steadfast commitment to neutrality that has kept it untouched by global conflicts. Moreover, it enjoys an employment rate of around 81%, showcasing a robust economy that nearly guarantees work for its citizens. The Swiss also rank as some of the most innovative people, filing more patents per capita than most other countries. Swiss banks hold over $6.5 trillion in assets, making them some of the largest repositories of wealth in the world. But how did Switzerland become such an outlier in Europe? Let's explore the secrets behind Switzerland's success and discover why this small nation is often steps ahead of its larger counterparts. Let's start with the primary thing that sets Switzerland apart: their banking system. Swiss banks are famous for being super safe. Not just lock your door safe, but guarded fortress with a dragon safe. People from all over the world, including billionaires and big companies, trust Swiss banks with their money because they know it'll be looked after. This reputation didn't happen overnight. It's been building up over hundreds of years, and it's all about privacy and precision. Two things Switzerland is really good at. Picture a vault, hidden away under a giant mountain, away from the world. This isn't just a fancy metaphor. In reality, some Swiss bank vaults are built into the Alps, making them nearly impregnable. Their security measures include biometric scanners, armored walls, and 24/7 surveillance, ensuring that deposits are as secure as physically and technologically possible. But Switzerland isn't just a big safe for money. It also has a killer economy that works like a well-oiled machine. Think about this. They have one of the lowest unemployment rates in the world, standing at just 2.4%. Around 98% of the people who want jobs already have them. But wait, think about this. Switzerland is landlocked, meaning they have no direct access to the ocean. They also lack natural resources like oil or gas, which fuel a lot of countries' economies. So how do they stay so rich and stable? And more importantly, if they're so rich and stable, why did no one attack them and take everything? Well, the reason behind that might actually shock you. But let's talk about how they became so rich first. In 1934, Switzerland passed a law that made it illegal for banks to share information about their clients. This law turned Swiss banks into the Fort Knox for money. If your cash is in a Swiss bank, nobody needs to know about it but you and the bank. This secrecy, combined with top-notch service and reliability, makes Swiss banks the go-to for billionaires and businesses worldwide looking for privacy and security. Now, let's shift gears to the Swiss economy itself. They have the highest levels per capita GDP in the world, standing at $92,000. They even have the lowest VAT rate in Europe, with just 8.1% going in tax. A reduced rate of 3.8% is levied on accommodation services, while 2.6% applies to everyday items. Without access to natural resources, Switzerland could have been just another spot on the map. But no, they turned their limitations into strengths. How? By focusing on high-quality, high-value products and industries. Take Swiss watches, for example. Brands like Rolex and Omega aren't just about telling time. They're about precision engineering and luxury. Each watch is made with such skill that they're often passed down through generations as family heirlooms. And it's not just watches. Swiss chocolates, believe it or not, are a serious business. Companies like Lindt and Toblerone don't just make candy. They craft experiences that people around the world love and crave. The Swiss commitment to quality over quantity means they might not produce the most chocolate, but they aim to make the best, and they charge premium prices for it. But Switzerland's real secret weapon? Their investment in education and innovation. Swiss schools and universities are among the best in the world. They're like the training grounds for the next generation of inventors and business moguls. And it pays off. Switzerland is a global leader in patents per capita. This means they come up with more new ideas and inventions per person than almost anywhere else in the world. Now, all this talk about money and products is great, But you might wonder, how does Switzerland keep everything running so smoothly? It's all about stability and smart policies. The Swiss government is known for being incredibly stable and efficient, which is super attractive to businesses. Companies love setting up shop in a place where they know the rules today will still be the rules tomorrow. Moreover, Switzerland's political system is unique. They have something called direct democracy. This means that any major decision has to go through the public via referendums, where people actually vote on big issues. It's like having the power to shape the country in your hands. This system keeps the government transparent and aligned with what the people want. And let's not forget about the Swiss lifestyle. People here believe in hard work and precision, but also in living well. The country has one of the highest life expectancies in the world, and their healthcare system is top-notch. This blend of work ethic and high quality of life makes Switzerland not just a powerhouse of banking and chocolate, but also a model of how to run a country effectively. Now remember I told you that Switzerland didn't go to war for almost 200 years? I mean, how did this peaceful spot, known for its chocolate and cuckoo clocks, become an untouchable fortress in the heart of a continent often swept by wars? First up, geography plays a huge role. Picture Switzerland as a natural fortress. To the south, you've got the massive Swiss Alps, this mammoth mountain range that acts like a giant wall between Switzerland and Italy. Then to the north and west, there are the Jura Mountains, smaller than the Alps, but still a formidable barrier against France. Basically, if you're thinking of invading Switzerland, you've got to be ready to tackle some serious mountain climbing first. But mountains alone aren't enough to keep a country safe, right? Well, Switzerland didn't just rely on nature. They got creative with their military strategy too. They've had a plan called the National Redoubt, which is a fancy way of saying they made the country as hard to invade as possible. They thought, let's make any potential enemy look at us and just say, nope, too hard, let's go invade someone easier. Here's where it gets really cool. Switzerland has mandatory military service for men, which means every guy gets basic military training and then keeps his rifle at home. So not only do you have the natural barriers, but you've got a whole population ready to defend their country at a moment's notice. They can mobilize over 200,000 soldiers within just 72 hours. Imagine trying to invade a place where every road, bridge, or tunnel could be blown up before you even got there, and everyone's ready to fight you off. The Swiss have actually said that they'd literally bomb all the entrance and exit points themselves if someone tries to invade. They rigged the entire landscape with explosives. We're talking about over 3,000 demolition points that could be used to trigger landslides or destroy key pathways. Essentially, the whole country is one big booby trap. If invaders got past all that, then they'd have to deal with the Swiss military strategy of pulling back to the Alpine region, where there are over 26,000 bunkers and fortified positions. Now, these aren't your average bunkers either. Some are disguised as quaint little barns or harmless rocks. Inside, they're armed with anti-tank and anti-air weapons, all connected by tunnels. The Swiss mountains aren't just beautiful, they're a military stronghold. In terms of equipment, while Switzerland might not have the biggest collection of tanks or the largest air force, what they have is top-notch. They have a fleet of modern aircraft, including FA-18 Hornets, and sophisticated drones for both reconnaissance and combat roles. Their land forces are equipped with modern armored vehicles and an artillery system that can strike with precision. Now, here's the kicker. Despite all this military prep and capability, Switzerland's focus is on peace. Their policy is about deterrence, not aggression. They maintain a strong military to ensure that they can protect their neutrality and keep the peace, both for themselves and as a model for others. The quality of life is another big reason why Switzerland is on the top. It's not just a slogan. The Swiss really do enjoy some of the highest living standards in the world. Cities like Zurich, Geneva, and Basel regularly top the lists for the best quality of life. This means super clean cities, incredibly efficient public transport, and a healthcare system that's the envy of the world. The public schools are excellent and offer multilingual programs as early as elementary school. After all, the country has 4 official languages: German, French, Italian, and Romansh. The country is famous for its outdoor lifestyle, whether it's skiing in the Alps in the winter or hiking through breathtaking landscapes in the summer. There's always something to do. And let's not forget the food. Switzerland might just ruin chocolate and cheese for you forever, because nothing else will ever compare. Now let's talk about the job market. Switzerland has one of the lowest unemployment rates in the world, hovering around 2 to 3%. The salaries are also among the highest globally, which sounds great, right? But here's the flip side. The cost of living is also sky high. Renting a small apartment can cost a small fortune. Eating out can make your wallet weep, and even shopping for groceries might give you a slight panic. So, while you might be earning more, you'll also be spending a lot to enjoy that high standard of living. Another big pro is safety. Switzerland is one of the safest countries in the world. Crime rates are incredibly low, which means you can feel pretty secure whether you're strolling through a city center at night or leaving your bike unlocked. But living in such an idyllic place comes with its own set of rules. Switzerland is known for its strict regulations and a certain love for order and punctuality. This can be a bit of a culture shock if you're coming from a more laid-back country. The Swiss take their rules seriously, whether it's about recycling correctly, which can be an art form here, or keeping noise levels down on Sundays and after 10 p.m. The bureaucracy in Switzerland can also be a challenge. Getting used to the paperwork for permits, health insurance, and other official processes can be daunting. It's precise and meticulous, which means no cutting corners or skipping steps. And if you're a fan of vibrant city life, buzzing with nightlife and endless entertainment options, you might find Swiss cities a bit on the quiet side. While they are beautiful and well-maintained, they're not always the most exciting, especially on Sundays when most shops are closed. Culturally, while Switzerland is diverse, it can also be a bit reserved. Making new friends and integrating into Swiss social circles can take time. The Swiss are friendly, but can be cautious, preferring to keep relationships formal until they know you better. Language can be another hurdle. Depending on where you choose to live, you might need to brush up on your German, French, or Italian. English is widely spoken, but the local language dominates in everyday life and business. Yet despite these challenges, living in Switzerland can be incredibly rewarding. Switzerland's blend of cultural richness, economic prosperity, political stability, and a steadfast commitment to neutrality and peace makes it an intriguing study in how a country can carve out a distinctive, successful niche in a complex international landscape. It's clear that this small nation will continue to play a significant role on the world stage, marching to the beat of its own drum, in a way that only Switzerland can.